Dear Charles Fraser, after reading Cold Mountain, I think that it was actually a pretty good book. It wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it either. It wasn't my least favorite. So I thought it was actually a pretty decent book. I think that you provided the reader with some really exceptional imagery, and I think I felt like the words I was reading really painted a really vivid picture of what was happening in my mind. So I appreciated that. I think the plot was interesting too. I think it made for a good read. I liked reading about Inman's long journey home, and I liked reading about all the new people he met. Basically, every other chapter, there was a new character he met along the way, so that I think made it more interesting. Um, but I think the Ada chapters I found actually kind of boring, and I I think they actually like interrupted. I felt they interrupted the story of Inman, which I think was like the main storyline was Inman's journey. Like to me, they were kind of like speed bumps in the book, you know, in between Inman's chapters. I basically I think the Ada chapters could have been summed up in about 2 pages. I think it would have been a lot more interesting. I would have liked it more if we hadn't even met Ada at all until the end of the book when Inman finally makes it home, and then she can tell him all that happened throughout the book, um, which I would have liked better. You know, deleting all the Ada chapters would have cut the length of the book in half, which I would have appreciated. So those were the only two uh, big problems I had with the book were the Ada chapters and therefore the length of the book. Um, I was actually kind of happy when I finished it. I mean, not because I hated it, but just because it was done with. And um, but anyway, uh, like I said, overall, I thought it was a really good book. I think your writing definitely reflects the extensive research that you put into that you conducted before actually writing Cold Mountain. It was very historically accurate. I feel, at least to the extent of my knowledge, it was historically accurate and really kind of immersed the reader in the era of the Civil War. Um, I think it was also interesting how you kind of based the book on a combination of the Odyssey, and then you kind of added in elements of your great great uncle Inman's real story. I mean, you didn't know a lot, but you still it was based upon that book how you wanted to detail someone's long journey home, like both Odysseus and your great great uncle. But anyway, that's all I have to say about the book. And one more thing, congratulations on the success of Cold Mountain. It's been turned into an Academy Award winning film. It's sold thousands of copies, and I'm sure it's probably been incorporated into the curriculum of English classrooms all over the country, like it was in mine. Um, and good luck on any future novels that you want to write.